Guys, welcome to another openings lesson, and today I'll analyze one of the best openings, one of the most trickiest openings against e4, aka Stafford Gambit, aka Frozen's Gambit opening. So after e4 you will play e5, the most common move, knight f3, and here you'll play knight f6, inviting white to basically take pawn on e5, and after knight e5 we won't take on e4 and lose our queen after knight c6. We will sacrifice our pawn. We don't take on e4, we'll play knight c6. Knight c6 takes, and here, white have multiple options, and there is a very famous trap. After d3 move, which is very common, you protect pawn on e4, we will play bishop c5, and here 400,000 chess players fell into the same trap by playing bishop g5, and here the position is lost for white pieces. Can you punish white's mistake? They just played move with double question mark, and you should reply with the move which has double exclamation mark, and you can try to pause and solve the problem. The move is skittish. Knight e4, you're sacrificing the queen. Oh no, my queen. But after bishop d8, actually bishop f2, king e2, bishop g4, checkmate, so that's not possible. And if d takes e4, then bishop f2, and of course you will win the queen, king e2, bishop g4, black are winning the game. And also after knight e4, the only possible move, and it's still lost, bishop e3, but you will just take and play queen h4 now. If king e2, queen f2, and if g3 is played, you'll just pick up the pawn on g3, and now there's basically the spin on h-file, and black are winning the game. So one of the moves to consider also here, not bishop g5, but let's say knight c3. Simple development as well, but here knight e3 is actually a bad move as well, because you will play knight g4, hitting the pawn on f2. And here the best move according to the computer is to play bishop e3, but after knight takes bishop e3, you will have two active bishops and your position is slightly better. You can play bishop e6, you can play queen d7, you can long castle, and basically no clear plan, but as you go, two active bishops will result in a better position. So here again knight c3 is analyzed, but what if bishop e2? Basically the idea is to prevent knight from jumping to g4, and here you will do everything, you must do everything to put your knight to g4 by playing h5. And let's say h3, why just continue trying to basically make you not move your knight to g4? You don't care, you play queen d6, very tricky move, and it might look like, alright, black are trying to go bishop e6 and then long castle, basically simple develop, but if white are not careful enough and they play castle, you will boom. And the idea is that basically black took the pawn back, they will long castle eventually, and if white take the pawn, there is queen g3, and black are checkmated in next 7 moves by playing bishop d6, and there is no defense from basically, let's say e5, bishop e5, f4, bishop e4, this, and knight g4, games ends after bishop g4 takes, queen f3, queen f3, she takes f3, basically checkmate here or here on next move. So of course that didn't happen, d3 move is analyzed, but what if instead of d3, another, how else can you protect the pawn on e4 is by playing knight c3. And here again we go for bishop c5, d3 or knight c3, doesn't matter, we still put our bishop on c5, trying to go for h5, knight g4. And here let's first look at move bishop c4, which looks like a natural move, we just develop the bishop, but here again you will go to g4, and here according to the computer the best move is rook f1, which I don't think will happen in many of your games, but many people will just play castle, they'll just don't care, because queen h4 and you will win the game, because after h3 basically white have to sacrifice an exchange or they will just be lost, because basically right now this queen is being hit, and rook f2, queen f2, you'll pick up an exchange and will easily convert the game. After bishop c4 there's also, this knight g4 h5 ideas basically require white to play something like h3, but there are still some wild traps which I'm about to show you. So in this position you will still play h5, and after, let's say, bishop e2, I mean, just continues with simple development. There is queen d4, and now there's no bishop on e3 which can potentially go there, and now basically queen f2 checkmate is coming next move, and basically now the moves are either rook f1 or castle. Of course, most of the players will castle here, and you will play knight g4. The idea is you want to take, and at the same time there is another idea of going queen e5 and queen h2 checkmate. So if white do something random like this, there's actually queen f5 and white are in huge trouble. The only move here is basically to play bishop g4, h takes g4, d4, sacrifice the pawn back, but the position is looking very bad after simple bishop b6, so of course that didn't happen. And after knight g4, let's say they take. They just pick up our knight, they don't care. We play h takes g4, and here move like d3 actually loses, I mean, right away, because you will play queen f5, now queen h2 is coming, f4 is not possible because of the spin, right, g3, but g3, unfortunately, queen g3 is a checkmate. So here again, the only move is to play g3, queen f5, king g2, and here again, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, bishop f2, and again it's double exclamation mark, because after rook f2, there is queen h5, and basically queen h3, queen h1 checkmate is being threatened. The only move is to sacrifice rook f5, but again, the position is winning for black pieces because they will take the rook, and due to the huge problem with the king, black will win the game. So we analyze this, but if in the starting position after d takes e6, white also have e5, basically hitting our knight right away, will play knight e4, and there are also multiple moves to consider. Let's start by looking at the sideline, not sideline, but d4, you will play queen h4. Very tricky move, because after move like g3, which looks, I mean, it's just common sense, guys. It looks very logical. You know, basically f2 pawn is being attacked, and it looks like black queen can go to e4, so g3 is a safe move to make, but actually no, because black have knight g3, and actually it's another move with double exclamation mark. Queen is coming to e4 and picking up an exchange, and black are actually parrying this position. So after knight e4, let's say white are trying to hit the knight, you will play bishop c5, again very tricky move, and d3 is actually a horrible move because of this bishop c5 idea. Now they still need, let's say, d takes e4, there's just queen d1, king, not queen d1 of course, but bishop f2, and again black are winning the game because they will be picking up the queen. Of course that shouldn't happen, and here again moves like bishop f3 is the best, but it just doesn't work due to takes, again queen h4, g3, again king e2. We have seen the same position but in a different move order. Basically again black are easily winning the game. So yeah, that's probably it for the Stafford Gambit today. Let me know in the comments. I mean, try this in your blitz games, in your rapid games, because I'm telling you, you'll win a bunch of games. But for now, I'll see you in the next opening episodes, opening lessons. Bye bye.